Alrighty, so welcome indeed to the final part of our PoE playthrough. So this is going to be part 10, Act 10. And what I want to go ahead and start off with is actually going to be the purchase of an item. So the item that I want to get is called Thunderfists. Now, if you don't happen to have the 10 Chaos Orbs, no worries. I just want to grab these because it's going to give us a massive amount of damage. We actually need one more level to use it, but don't get a corrupted one. A corrupted one will be like kind of a nightmare to change the colors and stuff. So we're just going to get this one over here. It's 10. And so hopefully we can get this one for 10. The only roll on Thunderfist that matters is going to be the increased evasion and energy shield. And it rolls, once we get to the, oh, he's doing a boss. He's in the Shaper's Realm. I don't know if we're going to go back or not. It doesn't really matter. I can't even equip it. But we have this guy already ready to go. But if I mouse over, you can see the effects of the max roll. So the maximum roll is 200. This one rolled 198. And the roll doesn't really matter that much for this weapon. Or this pair of fists. But now what we can do is this will be our main source of all of our damage. So this guy, sometimes when you do trade with someone, this is actually a good little tip. Which one is, oh, it's this guy. Okay. So sometimes someone is doing something and it's going to take them a minute or two. And if they invite you to the party, that means that they still want to trade. But it could take 2 minutes. Sometimes I've waited even like 5-10 minutes just for someone to finish up doing a boss, or they're basically doing something, right? So we're going to go ahead and hit accept. And so what I want to do with this pair of Thunderfists is I want these to have some sort of color that I can actually use. And we're going to swap off of these. These, honestly, they're fantastic. I love these, but we're got to replace them. They actually needed to be replaced for a very long time. So that's our first thing that we're going to do. And this will give us just tremendous amount of extra damage. So, I don't even know if we could use Vitality. It's fine. It's not that big a deal if we lose it. But I want to get this to 2 different things. So I want to increase... Okay, good. I have 21 armor scrap. So I'm going to max out the quality of it first. The reason why is we have a higher chance to 4-link it. Now, I only have 2 of these. If we can't get it, I'm going to use these Jeweler's Orbs, and I'm going to buy them off of an NPC. And I'll show you guys how to do that. So what I want to do is I want to 4-link it. So I'm going to use my Orb of Fusing. And then we got a 2-link. There's another 2-link. So now I'm going to use these Jeweler's Orbs. So I can pull these out if I want to. But I just have to go to one of these NPCs will let us purchase items. Alright, I think it might be Lonnie over here. So you go to the NPC, go to purchase items, and we want fusers. But I only really want to get... So 4 of these equals 1 fuser. So I'm going to... Oh, I have a bunch of fusers, actually. I guess I pulled more out. It's fine. All I need to do is 4-link this. There we go. We did it. We're good. Now, if you want to buy stacks of them, you can also hold shift. But we got our setup right now. And I just need to have 1 more level. But remember, we want certain colors. Right now, it's 3 green. And this has a level 30 added lightning damage to it. So it just scales the damage like crazy. So once we equip this, we're going to be going through the roof in terms of our damage. But we need to actually have certain gems. I don't really need a blue right now. It doesn't do any good for a blue. Actually, we can go to a lily and see if maybe there is a blue gem. Let's just go to the blue support gems. That's always going to be 1 tab over. And I could see what gems work with our current setup. If I mouse over, the skill that matters on us is going to be Lightning Arrow. Alternatively, what you can do to make this easier is you can just either remove certain items, and it will make things easier because it will just move things out of the way completely. Oh, does this give us... What gives us the stats that we need? Oh, this can't be equipped because we don't have a bow. That makes sense. Okay, so I just want to look at Lightning Arrow, but there's a bunch of other things that are, like, ticked in, right? So now you can see Lightning Arrow, I guess Ice Shot becomes... Wait, there's added cold damage, Lightning Arrow, Rush, Archer. Okay, I guess Ice Shot is on maybe one of these secondary ones. Oh, it is. Okay, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to look at Lightning Arrow, which is the second one. But if I really was, like, wanting to look at the very first check mark, which is, like, the most important thing, which is Lightning Arrow Ballotting, this just helps out a lot easier. So we have 50% chance to shock, but we do less damage. I don't want that. I just mouse over and see which ones are checked in. So added lightning damage will not stack with this because it already has added lightning damage. But if I just mouse over, I can see which ones work. So certain ones will like maybe not apply ailments, but it'll do increase effective non-damaging ailments. But that could be one that some may consider. There is Elemental Focus. There's also Trinity. So Trinity is something that we will run later in the game, but I want something to hit for cold, fire, and lightning all at the same time, but they have to do kind of the same amount of damage, because if one is too skewed the other way, then you're not going to get Trinity to work. I'd probably suggest, in terms of like the gems, like what I would like to get, I want to basically keep the same setup if I can, or if I want to drop the added cold damage, that can also be another option. But added cold damage will probably be like an okay thing to have. We'll just see what else exists here. So I'll just mouse over. I'm just going to look at them, and this is kind of how you play the game. You got to learn which skills work with which ones. This one does more damage with ailments, but it does less damage with hits. So that'd be if we were doing some sort of like burning damage. Slower projectiles. That one actually adds a decent amount of more damage, but the arrows come out slower. Does it really matter? Not too much. This one actually has one of the higher damaging things in the game, but I'm totally a-okay with what we currently have, which is just basically 1 red. So what I want to get on this is 1 red. So how would I get 1 red? Well, I'm just going to spam these until I hit the colors. So this has a high chance for blues and greens. To get 1 red, it may take a couple tries, but I can hold shift and try to get it a little easier. And we didn't get into it. Is that all of them though? Let's see if that was all. It's gonna be kind of unfortunate if we don't hit it, because okay, we have none. So let's go to Lonnie and let's go trade, because these items can be used for a very, very long time. So I can do that and just hold control and make things faster. Oh, that's a lot of red. So I can just hold shift. What we're looking for is 3 green, 1 red. It shouldn't be that hard to hit. It's just that we need 1 off color is what it's considered. Oh, it's a little bit laggy. Oh, okay. Now, let's see how many we can buy. I mean, I could just keep on buying these. Okay, we only have 7 left at this point. Okay, so sometimes you gotta just do with what you got. Oh, no. Oh, no, all blue. All green? I want just 1 red. It's so unlucky. I might just get slower projectiles right now. And I can change this later. I just don't happen to have them right now. And sometimes, you know, I've only got 3 of these left. I could use other currency to get more, like, this one costs these Jeweler's Orbs, right? I could use alterations to get Jeweler's Orbs, and I can really try to push for it. Or I could just go to the crafting bench and try to get it as well. That is another option, but I'm just going to take this right now. Unfortunately, we lose some damage with the elemental damage with attacks, but with slower projectiles, it's not going to matter that much. Slower projectiles, okay. So now we lose out on our elemental damage with attacks, but we don't get that till next level. So next level, we will be able to get a brand new thing to play around with, which will be awesome. And on top of that, we can have another separate 6-link. And what I want to do now is actually get a chest piece that's going to be much better. We can replace our boots as well. We have so many things to replace at this point. But just getting this extra level is what I want to do right now. And maybe right before the boss, we can swap off of these boots, because these boots will potentially get us killed on the boss. Because just taking more damage is never a good thing. And we may have to reactivate our buffs. And so let's go do that. And we could almost use Grace. So right over here, we're going to help Bannon. Okay, so we help him, and this is at the cathedral rooftop. And they are gone. So we just talk to Bannon, and then we need to go get the staff. So we're going to meet him at the docks, and now we just kind of go down. And once we get this next level, our damage absolutely through the roof. Oh, forgot about this thing. I mean, at this point, we should probably replace our bow. I mean, it's still good, though. The next upgrade, I mean, it's free at extra frenzy charge and attack speed. It's not bad, but I definitely will replace this bow. I will probably also upgrade it, but it's going to take time to do those things, and I just want to get to the end game and get a different bow, and then I will be able to kill things way, way, way faster. And then once I'm killing the things way faster, I can then upgrade this bow much faster, if that makes sense. Because our bow can be replaced at this point. I think we have 8 more Chaos Orbs, and the bow will actually sell for another, like, 8 Chaos Orbs, so it's a double win-win. And then what I plan to do is, now that we have Thunderfists, because I don't actually know sometimes how much items will go for. No one knows, because sometimes it's not in the patch notes. They make an item like 10 times more rare, or they have it so you can only get this item by doing a very specific thing. One important thing is get the Ravage Square waypoint. I want to say usually it's over in this direction. Actually, this is towards the very end. I don't really need the essences right now. It's not a priority of mine. I want to say maybe it's like over here. Let's go this way. This area I want to say is usually the same. We want to pick up the orbs of chances because we can use them later to buy maps. Is it really not here? Okay. Kind of unlucky. Might just be way further down. But get this waypoint. No matter what, we got to get this waypoint over here. And in this act, where's my little notes? Okay. So in this act, we've got the Ossuary trial. That's the first area that we go to. And then we have Vilenta. Okay. For the skill point. Okay. So we get the waypoint first. That's the priority. And some of these other ones, it's kind of like whenever you see them. But get the waypoint first. Because having to walk all the way from the other area is no fun zone. You don't have to get the cathedral rooftop waypoint. I don't think it's required at all. You want this waypoint. Harbor Trance, grab those. Oh, you know what? Let's check out these Hydroscale boots. As long as these have movement speed, I really don't care too much about the rest of the stats on the item. 15? No heals though. Okay. We'll buy some better boots maybe before we fight the final boss of the campaign. I really didn't find. I don't think it's up there. Maybe it will be though. We got really unlucky. Oh, that's unfortunately a dead end. We gotta find that waypoint first. That's the #1 priority. This area will be blocked off if we keep on going up eventually. Ooh, a lot of damage. Ah, okay, so it's up. So we have a few different areas. So the Ossuary will have a Trial of Ascendancy in this area. It's usually down and to the right, if I remember correct, unless they've changed this.
Immeasurably beautiful.
Ooh, a Veiled Chaos Orb. This could actually be worth a little bit. Could be worth about 10 Chaos Orbs. Heck, that's perfect. That is perfect. But last league, Thunderfists were a divine. A divine is like basically 100 Chaos Orbs about at this moment in time. Okay, there we go. And oh, we can get this thing. That doesn't really matter though. The thing we wanted from here is the Trial of Ascendancy. So what we want to try to get on the pair of boots that we are going to be getting is as much movement speed as possible, ideally like 30. But we'll see what the prices are. A lot of times early on, getting boots with resistances are super expensive.
Precisely where he stands.
And then we also need to swap off our chest piece, and we're going to get a second 6-link setup for Ice Shot. And oh, we're almost level 67, and I'm going to show you guys how much more damage we're going to get because of these Thunderfists. Our damage is just going to skyrocket. Alright, so we're done with this area. We can just go back. And we can complete the quest at Wayland because we got the item. It doesn't really matter. You'll see what he gives us. It's 2 passive respec points. It's not important. The teardrop is actually kind of worth getting, which is another optional quest that I will say that it's probably a good idea to get. Okay, so with this quest from Lonnie, we do want to get the Silver Flask. This is grant us Onslaught. Onslaught is good. Onslaught gives us, this one has reduced duration but increased effect. I don't actually want this ability on it, so because I want the duration to last longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these Orbs of Alteration, and I want to see if I can get something that I want. I don't really care about poison. Charge Recovery is bad. I could actually use an Orb of Augmentation. See if we get something good. Block Stun, it's not really useful for us. 25 maximum charges isn't bad, because that will give us a roll of 2 charges, because 25 more, it would have 65. This is actually worth it. I don't care about the stun, but stun isn't bad to get immunity to. I like running 2 Quicksilver Flasks for the entirety of my playthrough because it makes it way faster. But yeah, soon we'll be able to use... Oh, we didn't actually need to go through here. We could just use the waypoint.
Can't see why I'd want to do that.
But yeah, this is going to be nice. So what Onslaught does is it gives us 20% increased attack, cast, and movement speed. So we're going to go even faster. Now we're going to go back to the Ravage Square. This is why we wanted the waypoint. And there are several exits in this area. You just don't go up, though, from the waypoint. Actually, let's see if we can go around here so we can actually kill some stuff on the way, maybe. Kataba's Horns. There's a... Actually, I think it's going to be a dead end.
I'm not up to that.
Let's see, though. Because there are several different areas that we can go to. Okay, yeah, it's locked off. And I believe this will also be a dead end. Maybe if we go to the right, let's see what it will be. So there's several different areas that we can go to. So I believe the Torch Quartz is, let's see, will be the staff. This is part of the main quest anyways, because you need to get the staff. And you'd have to fight that other guy again, and we'll be level 67. So we can use our Thunderfist. But again, if you don't have Thunderfist, don't worry. It's just going to give us a little bit more damage. And by a little bit, I mean probably a lot. But, I mean, we're already one-shotting most of the things here. And now we're going to get much more tanky. Oh, Tujin. Maybe we can get those extra... Okay, immune to lightning damage is not something we'll want to fight. So we have to watch for that one. Okay, so let me show you how much more damage we get now from these Thunderfists. So... Our current numerical stats, I'm going to wait for the buff to go off, on our lightning arrow is 24,000, okay? So we're going to move this. So we go from 24,000 to 32,000, which is massive. We're going to move precision, dash, and vitality, because I can't use this elemental damage attacks. And that is also with a level 1... slower projectiles, and this one will be upgraded, so it'll get more. Okay, so with Tujin, let's go ahead and see what we got in terms of our upgrades. Let's see, they can always poison, so we get extra pack size, increased number of magic monsters. Basically, if you see logbook, you want to do that one first, or quantity of artifacts first. I can't do the immunity to lightning though, so this one over here is perfect. We get double of the chest. They penetrate fire res, but that's fine. Then we're going to go over here, and we got 2 more markers, and we are set. Let's go detonate these. Alright. And there's another bonus effect where we have 100% increased effect of the lightning elements. Yeah. So that means when we shock the enemy, it's going to apply more of a shock. And you'll see under the enemy's HP, the effectiveness of the shock, if I don't one-shot things. Most of the things will probably get one-shotted, so I can't show you. We'll have to show you on boss, but we got another passive point, so we're going to put chances to suppress spell damage is lucky. I don't know if it's going to show up in here, but our spell suppression chance is 62, but it's also lucky, so it rolls 62 2 times, and basically you can kind of add the numbers. You can almost add the numbers. It's not actually numerically correct. But basically it rolls twice, if that makes any sense. That's what lucky means in PoE. It rolls twice, so it rolls, did you suppress spell damage? Yes, no. And if the answer is no, then it basically gets to roll again. So we have 62% chance to take half damage, but that rolls 2 times. And we have an additional like 3% spell suppression, so it's 53 less damage taken on spells. But once we're about like at 70 100-ish percent spell suppression, I'll be relatively okay with that. Ideally, you try to just get 100% so you never have to worry about the thing rolling bad twice, but I may actually just go 70 or 80% and just let it roll 2 times and see how that feels. I mean, yeah, you could get unlucky and get the unlucky roll 2 times, but so you could get unlucky and the thing does an insane amount of crit too, so that's part of the game. Look at our damage with the boss, 45,000 over here. It's amazing. And you'll see, once the boss comes up, I will mention... Actually, I think we gotta go up. Yeah, once the boss comes up, I'll mention the thing. Gotta make sure, what is it, 2,500, and our accuracy is 3,600. Okay, so we're good. We're A-okay. Another 1,000 HP. Actually, you even get more HP if I want to. So HP is always good, and what I'm going to actually invest into is mana reservation efficiency. Oh, my buffs weren't all up. My precision wasn't up. Actually, rating is 5,000 now. Oh, I'm legitimately good for the entirety of the game. I think our helmet is going to be swapped, so we're going to lose out some accuracy, but we can get Obscurantis, which is literally like, it's next to nothing in terms of its cost. And it gives you like 1,000 accuracy rating, and it has good stats. I don't think it gives us life, though. I'll double check. But Obscurantis could be good. Now we have to defeat Avarius, the reassembled. So now you can see it at 18%. Now it's 12%, 24%. That's what Shock does. It makes him take that much percent more damage. And it goes up to 50% by default, but you can increase it higher with other items and stuff. Okay, now we get the Staff of Purity. We are good. Let's see if these boots are better. Because I really want to stop taking that 15% more damage. Okay, these boots aren't very good. Okay, so now we're done with this. Don't worry about this little other thing. This is just a random mechanic that happened to happen. And we're not going to worry about the betrayal mechanic. So now we got that. You get set on fire. And we get to take a reward. What reward do we want? I mean, this one maybe is good. We got spell suppression. We got increased evasion. And we got 63 life. It's really not that bad. There's no real downside to Fox Shade other than it's just really outdated at this point. Ideally, we try to get a chest piece that has spell suppression, life, maybe some resistances. But I want to get a 6 link. Now, though, I don't really need a 6 link. And we might be able to get something much better. Ideally, one of my favorite items in the game is Cospreys. Because it doesn't actually have a life modifier on it. Or I can just get anything, let's say, that's like, let's go 2 Chaos Orbs. And I just want to have as much evasion as possible. So let's just type in like 1,000 evasion rating. And it'll just go off of... Wait, what? Did I put the wrong filter? Oh, that's maximum. We want minimum 1,000, not maximum 1,000. Okay, so here we go. And I put 1 Chaos Orb as the price. So yeah, like I mentioned before, Crossbreeze is probably going to be one of the best. Oh, just level 68. The reason why I like it is it gives us Chaos Resistance, which we're going to have negative in the very beginning. We can also apply our hexes, aka our Sniper's Mark, on things that are hexproof, and always poison against cursed enemies doesn't really matter. The only thing that's really good with this, honestly, is the insane, and I mean insane amount of evasion rating that it has just by default, and it's literally 1 Chaos Orb. You can't really go wrong with the Cospreeze, and you get to apply additional curse, which is actually a quite nice thing to have. But I'm going to check out other things. Queen of the Forest, amazing as well. Look at this. This gives us 65 to life. And what are the resistance it rolls? I can roll good Call Res, but we have reduced movement speed, but we have increased movement speed per 600 evasion rating. What's our current evasion rating right now? Evasion rating. So sometimes like certain things will require you to do math. What's our evasion rating? Our evasion rating is 6,000. So 6,000 over here, minus whatever the number was. 6,000. We can do the math. Let's do the math real quick because this is a really good item that it's not bad. It's it'd be 10% increased movement speed. But we would also get a lot more movement speed off of this thing, and we also take less damage from animals. It's just a really nice item for 1 Chaos Orb. So let's do the math here. I would say like 6,000. Oh, that's a pretty easy one. We had 6,001. It's probably going to go up a little bit higher with Queen of the Forest, because this in total gives us 2,000. This will give us in total 4,000. So we'd add another like 2%. So what it comes down to, and if we throw on Grace, we could get even more. That will add maybe another like 2,000-ish, and if we scale that, we could get, it would be pretty good. We're not going to get like 30% movement speed, but it will help out because it has a negative 25% movement speed. So with all the bonuses, let's say we'd have, it's easily 8,000 plus another, like it'd be like 10,000. 10,000, and then we would divide that by what, 600? It's per 600. I'm just making a guesstimate. It's about 16. We might not have enough for it right now, and it's because I don't want to move slow. Like, moving slow is no fun, and I don't think this rolls. It always rolls 600. So pretty much it's just going to be cost breeze and this. However, I can alternatively also look for other items if I want to. I can look for specifically where it says item rarity. That's the second one. Is my face blocking it? My face might be blocking it. So if I go to item rarity and just go non-unique, this will help out. And we still have a bunch. Okay, so ideally something for like 1 Chaos Orb. Here's what we're looking for. We're looking for life, accuracy rating, and maybe some resistances. I don't care about the sockets in this at all. I'm not even using Grace right now. Herald of Ice would be nice, but like doesn't really matter. There's a lot better armors that we can get. Oh, here's, is it 70 life? 100, oh, regen 16 life. I thought I saw one with 70 life. So what I'm going to look for is maybe at least 2,000. This way it'll knock out a lot of the results that I may not want. So we only have 32. What we want, oh, this is pretty much, probably this is going to be one of the better ones. This has spell suppression, it has dex, which is great because it gives us accuracy, and life. So let's go to life, and let's just type in like 50 life. This will get rid of a lot. Then spell suppression. Oh, I forgot this. What's the exact wording? The chance to suppress spell damage is the keyword. Okay, there's literally only 2, so easy. We have a Sadist Garb and the other one. All right, so we have a 14% and extra movement speed, 79, 300 extra bonus evasion rating, and 26 dex. So I have 2 different options. Both these, I mean, this one's really great because it has all these extra sockets too. I'm not going to 6-link it, but that 14% chance of spell suppression, that's excellent. The dex, and it has an open suffix, so I can craft something on it because this one crafted that on it. So yeah, this one will be really nice to get for 1 Chaos Orb. So let's go ahead and grab this for 1 Chaos Orb. I hope I can use it. I didn't check the level requirement. Level 68. Oh, okay, that's literally next level, so it's perfect. So let's go pick up this, and this is going to be a nice little upgrade for us for the time being. Later we can get something way better. We can get like additional curses. We can get additional crit chance. We can get a lot of really nice things on this. But this for 1 Chaos Orb is a legit steal. So, and it gives us 3% more movement speed, and I'm going to be losing some movement speed. So this will be a nice upgrade. Now I'm going to check for the colors on it. I don't really need steel skin. I can skip out on it. I'm not going to be picky with it. I mean, it wouldn't be nice. It would be kind of nice to have. And I'm going to get another upgrade because we're almost about to fight. We're going to fight some bosses, and this is almost towards the very end. So I'm going to upgrade that gem as well. So, what do we have to upgrade here? This item, I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, that's not too bad. No, it's this thing is way better. Okay, so our Ondars, I'm going to go ahead and throw this over here because I have friends that play the game. Sometimes they start late, and I just give them my older items as hand-me-downs. So we got our chest piece upgrade. The bow could be upgraded. We have a lot of things that we can upgrade. The bow can be upgraded, and I have a lot of room now with this being 6 sockets. This I absolutely want to upgrade. This is like a mandatory. Like, it's painful to see that we're still running this. So I'm going to also get some better boots. Now I'm going to look for as much resistance as possible. Even though our resistances are good right now, we are going to have negative resistance very soon. So what we're going to look for is we want boots. We want movement speed, we want life, and we want resistances. We want total resistance and we want this one. So I'm gonna type in like, let's type in like 30 of this. Let's type in max life. Let's go like a little bit lower here because I only want to spend like a chaos orb or two. Let's try to push for 30 and let's see if we can even get one. Oh, I'm actually quite impressed that some even came up. But I also want to put in the filter. I'm only looking to spend like 1 chaos orb. This way you guys can kind of relate in terms of like our price point. Right now we have 7 more chaos orbs, and this veiled chaos orb, it's only worth 2 or 3 right now. These will go up in price. These usually go up to 10. So I'm gonna look for something. I kind of wanted to have more evasion. I mean, getting some strength on certain things is really not that bad. Do I even need the colors? Oh, I need 2. Okay, I can link those, so that's fine. I don't even need, they don't even need to be linked because I want to still have the mana forged arrow and the frenzy. I want to keep those. Okay, so what are we actually looking for? I want to click the one that has the most amount of total resistances. So this one has 58 total resistance. It's got 30 move speed. It's got crafted life on it. Ideally, we craft something else on it. But it's got what? Yeah, just evasion rating. These aren't bad at all. It's going to have 30% movement speed. We lose 10% movement speed, but we get life, and it's just going to be overall better. Later, we can get something much, much better. The regen of life is not bad, though. And it has some armor, so I can take some less damage. And this one's only got 1 resistance compared to the double resistance of this one. But this one has craft life. I just want to see if I can find something else that we can craft on. You could search for something that has an open prefix or suffix, but I like to sometimes just browse. I won't sit here for too long because I know some people, they just want that gameplay content, and you got to get upgrades, though. It's definitely part of the game. I'm just going to whisper this one because it's literally just right here, and it's 1 chaos orb. If we don't get this one, then I can start browsing other ones, but okay, cool. So 1 chaos orb for this will be a nice little upgrade. You could push for like 35 move speed, but yeah, here we go. I just want to get rid of those boots that we really need to swap those boots a long time ago. They do let us move fast, but it's at a pretty big cost. All right, so now that we've gotten our boots, the last thing that we want to do, we could maybe get a, no, these are fine actually. This quiver is fine. Immortal Flesh, we're keeping it. The helmet right now is really bad, and it could probably be swapped out. If we can swap out a helmet that has maybe accuracy. So our current helmet, what does it have? It's got double resistances, and it's got accuracy and evasion. So right now, if I hit my character, I can see that we are, if we remove this, we have really bad lightning resistance. So ideally, we just look for something that has lightning resistance, life, and accuracy. So we're going to go to helm. We want accuracy. I might not actually even need accuracy rating, to be honest. If I need to go outside of town. This is one important thing too, is you want to go outside of town to check your accuracy rating, because I might not have my buffs up. Okay, so our accuracy rating is 5,000. Even without the helm though, it doesn't mess up anything, right? Does it have our? Oh, it does also have precision. So let's put precision up on grace, so we can still activate this, so I can still properly calculate my accuracy rating. 4,400. We are far away from that, so I don't even need to factor in accuracy rating here at all. I can just look for something that has some resistances, some life, and 1 chaos orb. Probably get something pretty good for this price. We have 100 resistance on this. You could also try to get something that has an enchant on it, but that might be pushing it. But realistically, anything at this point would be much better than what we had. Let's go shoot for something that has a decent amount of life, but I want to check out Obscurantis. Obscurantis, because this is a really awesome helmet, and it's usually pretty cheap too. Yeah, it's 1 chaos. It's got like up to 80 life, 1,000 accuracy rating, and it's got massively great evasion, and it gives you increased projectile attack damage per accuracy rating. So at this moment, if we're at 5,000, that's another 10%. Extra damage, right? There's not that many helmets that give you insane amount of damage other than like Abyssius, but we can't use that item. It's one of the most insane items in the game, but you also have a huge downside, so it's not really worth it. But yeah, we could go Obscurantis. Other good ones are Starconjas for extra attack speed, but I kind of like Obscurantis just because it gives us insane amount of evasion. But let's see if there's any item that we can get that also meets at least like a evasion of, let's say, 500. Okay, cool. So we have spell suppression chance. Oh, what's the highest we can get for like this price? Oh, it's not too bad. What's the most amount of evasion rating we can get? 1,000? Okay, that's not bad either. Let's see if there's anything else that's really good here. Ideally, this is what we'd also look for. Massive amount of int, so we can actually equip our gear, or strength. So this one could be actually pretty good. What did I put for life? Put 40? Okay. So, what do we have? We have 100 results here. So let's just bump up these numbers even higher. So let's go like 50 res, let's go like 60 life, and we're trying to get less results to pop out. Okay, 17. Sometimes when there's such low amount of results, I'm just going to literally look at these. So this has fire and chaos res, that's not bad. This one has extra evasion rating on it. This was 54 res? Okay, let's see. Total resistance 78. There's also increased rarity. There's other stats sometimes that you're like, okay, you know, I wouldn't mind getting those extra bonuses. But ideally, getting intelligence. What's our current stats for intelligence and strength? Okay, so our strength is really low, and I need elemental damage added with attacks. So maybe we can throw in strength here. Let's see if we can, because we're eventually going to want that. There's 0. Okay. And sometimes that happens. It's not that big of a deal. But we definitely need to get way more strength in our build. But let's see. What's the maximum? We got 110 life. Cold res, lightning res. And we needed to replace lightning res, right? That was the big one. Our lightning resistances are 48. So ideally, we try to hit as high lightning resistance as possible. 38. So now it's extra cold. 60 life. We could go for this one. I like the skin on this one too. So it's 1C. What's the highest evasion though? 675. Okay, I definitely want to get lightning resistance because I know I need to replace that. So it's 38. What's the total? 62. 17 int. That could be a little bit nicer to have. And it has both these have really cool skins too. But what do I want more? This one has an open prefix, so I can craft on it. So I will factor that in, and I will pick this one literally because of that reason. So if we can get this one off this guy, cool. If not, no big deal. And then we're just going to play. We could upgrade our rings. Our amulet is terrible as well. But I want to play. So we're gonna go play. So now we're going to go to the player's hideout. And we shall continue. Alright. Oh, this one requires us to be level 70. Didn't factor that one in. Alright. So, that's fine. Sometimes reading is hard, but it's not super far away. And literally next level, we get to swap this chest piece out, and we swapped our boots, and so that's going to give us more survivability. So now we get to go kill Kitava, but we've now gotten back to the Ravaged Square, and unfortunately, since I spent so much time trading, I have to rediscover the area. But there's there's 3 different things that we can actually go for. So they're all going to be down from the waypoint. And there is a skill point with Vilenta's Vengeance and the tier quest. So there's a skill point and there's a quest to get this tier. And what the tier will do, and I'm going to do the tier quest. The tier quest allows us. I think that's here. Is it the tier in the reliquary? Yeah. Okay. So the tier will allow us to buy a bunch of skill gems, and it's 1,000% worth it. 1,000% worth it. And this is not the end of PoE though. Once we finish this, there's actually so much more content. But we can talk about that after. So we got the teardrop. That's all we needed. We're good. We're just going to give it to Lily, and that will allow us to buy a bunch of the skill gems in the game. We also get a belt as a reward, but I'm just going to. Whatever we don't need the belt. And we're gonna go back to the not Desperate Chamber, but the reliquary, and we're gonna exit because it's always close to do it this way versus going back to the other waypoint. And then now we are going to go and do this quest called Vilenta's Vengeance. And it might be this little small path over here, but it's always in this direction. Yeah, the control blocks. There's a boss that we're going to kill, and the boss is going to grant us a skill point. Hopefully we'll level up, and we'll be able to fight the boss with our new armor, which will give us extra spell suppression. Actually, didn't this give us spell suppression? No. I could have looked for another item that gave us spell suppression as well. That wouldn't have been a bad thing. So we can try to max out on spell suppression, as spell suppression, it's good to have. Ideally, you just get 100%, but right now we have we're going to get 62 plus an additional 28. Oh, well, it's not 28. It's plus 14, but then it rolls twice. It is going to be phenomenal. So we're going to have insane survivability, even though we have lower HP. Oh, did we just level up? We're 68. Nice. We're going to get another skill point. And get some more damage for the boss. So, Vilenta. Not a difficult boss. Sometimes it's hard to see him. Because the whole area is all red. There's going to be a bunch of monsters to come out. And always activate your onslaught during the boss fight. It's going to give you extra attack speed, so it's theoretically more damage as well.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Next thing that we're going to do is try to get a better bow. And after we do this, and then we'll fight the boss. And we got to equip our new chest piece as well. Okay, there we go. Woo! And now we're going to go back to town. Get our extra skill point. Get our bow. Equip our new... ding. Oh, that's perfect. We get to get the last two nodes, get the 10% extra penetration, which is awesome. So penetration is really big in the game, as things will start to have more and more resistances. Enemies can actually go into the negative resistances as well. That's another thing. But the next thing I want to get is this over here, and then we can start getting extra auras. Because right now we've been running Herald of Ice because I like how it sounds. It doesn't really matter. You can run a Herald of Thunder. You can run any of the Heralds. It's just Ice. It's just I like how it sounds. And it does have this extra effect where it'll like pop things next to it. But new armor time. So Herald of Ice going in here. Precision going in here. Artillery Ballista now can be linked with something. Steel Skin. I'll drop Vitality for the Steel Skin because I don't really need it to have full life anymore. Before we needed full life because this was full energy shield. The chest piece was also, when you have full life, you have like a bonus effect of 1,000 extra. So yeah, we don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. And we have 5 Chaos Orbs to spend on a new bow. So what are we looking for with this new bow? I still want to level up this bow regardless. So I'm going to move... Second Wind on the bow. So we want Mark on Hit, and we want Sniper's Mark. We're going to put this in our chest piece. And then Summon Ice Golem. Perfect. We just moved all of them here. And now this bow, which had Ice Shot, I can put this in here. Second Wind. Do I have room for Second Wind and the dash? If I do, I would like to use that now. We'll probably be able to do it. Where is Metaphor Arrows? Frenzy, I need those linked. Grace, dash. Well, I can't put Second Wind because for whatever reason it will cost more. Okay, Artillery Ballista. Okay, these don't need to be linked at all. You can actually get Reservation Efficiency too in the helmet, which will be nice. So we want dash and Second Wind. And then I can also throw on not any of the auras though. That's fine. There we go. So we're all good to go. And in the bow, what I want to do is get the highest DPS bow possible. So this is the correct quiver. So I'm going to use... there's 2 different ways to do this. So since I have scaling of elemental damage, the best way to do it is to do it in here. I could go sort by the... here, we'll go in here. Hopefully this thing works. Sometimes this thing will have like errors. Now it has like some warnings. Oh, it's downloading some other update because last time we used this, it had some errors. And sometimes you will get errors in, you know, your build. And that's because there's a new update or there's a new mechanic. Because keep in mind, this just came out yesterday. So sometimes these aren't made by the company that makes the game, and sometimes these third-party tools will require you to get an update in order for things to run properly, or day 1 or 2 things might not be working 100%. So anyways, we're going to import our character. Again, this is called Path of Building, and I'm just going to show you what I'm doing with it, and let's go ahead and get the item. So I'll show you guys, if you guys don't have this application, what I would do. So here's what I would do. I would go, I have 5 Chaos Orbs. I would go, I want a bow, and I hit search. And then I sort by the highest DPS. Now, is this going to give me the best bow? Maybe. I mean, it has 800 DPS right here. But what's actually going to be more likely the best is actually to have some sort of program tell you, if I go to my items here and I go trade for these items, find best, but I'm going to go find best, but I'm going to put 5 Chaos Orbs is my maximum price. I'm going to hit this, and it's going to give me the link so I can go and check this. Let's see if this works. Oh, it has no results. Wait, what? 5 Chaos Orbs. Sometimes this thing doesn't work. No matching results found? Interesting. No matching result. Okay. Find best. Alright, we'll just use the PoE trade website. Oh, wait, hold on. It's weird that it keeps on showing. It could be messed up. I don't know. Doesn't really matter too much because this bow will eventually get replaced anyway. So we're going to do it the way without the thing. So we're just going to hopefully get one. If we can find one, maybe that. Oh, that's a okay with thing. Reduce totem life. Multi. Interesting. So, let's go with this one over here. It's 5 Chaos Orbs. It's got 800 DPS. Our current one, I think, was like 600. But getting... Oh, you know what? We're actually losing out on double resistances. I just noticed that. That's kind of painful. I'd have to get like some other rings to combat this resistance. Right now we're barely overcapped. Oh, you know what? We're getting this that has more resistances. Okay. So then I don't feel as bad like we're losing resistances. Because we want the highest DPS bow right now. And oh, it has chaos damage. Chaos damage won't scale. We ideally want like cold, lightning, fire. Okay, it has another chaos. Ideally, we have something that has no chaos resistance. Has crafted thing on it already. This one. Oh, increase elemental damage with attack skills. This is good. Fizz, fire, lightning, crit strike chance we can't use, but it's got attack speed on it, and it's got lightning damage on it, and that's kind of what I want to scale. And it's got 700. It's only 100 more DPS, but it's got that 23% increased Ellie, and that is going to give us like a nice little boost. That's almost like 2 small little skill points. Oh, this is 4, and it's bows, fire, additional arrow. Additional arrow is worth sacrificing. Let's see, poison on hit. I just wish it was lightning. The fact that this one has lightning is making me want this. But for... it's not that bad. 5C. The only thing that would really set this apart is if it just had like 1 resistance on it. But we could check out more. I don't want to spend too much time in here trading. Oh wait, this one doesn't even have the tree unlocked yet, which we can unlock the tree, and maybe we'll get something really good off of the tree, and it will be worth it. We can also re-roll this to 24, but it's okay. I think it is a pretty decent option. I mean, it's another 100. It's another 100 DPS, and we can have some fun with it, and we have another 23%. Okay, it's not really like price the best. I'll be honest. This could be like an easily like a 1 chaos. But it's fine. I just want to get an upgrade now. I just want to play. Hello, Nausea. How's it going? But sometimes, oh, that's fine. Like I said, that wasn't even like a really good deal. So I'm okay if the guy doesn't respond on that one. Let's see what else we can get. Ideally, it has to be over 600 DPS. Because if it's not, then our current one is much better. Okay. It's fine. 5 Chaos Orbs, I can get it in a couple minutes, so it's much worth it to just get the item sometimes versus trading and trying to penny pinch. The only other exception is if you're like, I'm buying something that costs like a very, very expensive amount, then by all means, take your time. I just want to get something to move on because I can much more benefit off of going faster. And so, but let's see what the damage looks like, because this one actually has huge potential. This is 25% global damage, which is really good. Got another one if you want. What's it? Additional arrow? Let's go whisper. Okay. I just think it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this one has Elemental Bees of 485. I'll take the other one. I think Ghoul's better. Additional arrows, more DPS? It depends. It's kind of increase. I'm looking at the base of the bow. Wait, does this one have any open? I still want the Ghoul. I'd rather have the extra Ellie because the thing is that I'm not really worried about clear speed because Lightning Arrow is just fantastic at that already. Yeah, I think the Ghoul is going to be better for us. Okay, cool. So now that we're done with this, we can finally actually finish the game. So we're going back to the Ravaged Square. And we got all of our upgrades pretty much. And we did the tier quest. We got the Ossuary. Okay, let's leave this party. And reactivate our buffs. Although we lost Vitality. Do we have another buff? Oh. Can we throw in Grace? No. Because now we can't use any ability. We throw on Grace. Grace just gives us a lot more survivability. Okay, so let's see the damage in terms of like the change. So right now we're at 33, 38. It's a small upgrade. And remember, we haven't even gotten the upgrade for the... The reason why this one has a decent amount of damage is it has the increased attributes too. But let's go ahead and continue. So now we're going to go up to the canals and fight the final boss of the game. And now also since we have that jewel, we have second wind with dash. We can have 2 charges of dash. That's a nice little like bonus. But since we have so much additional accuracy of what 4,900, I'm honestly tempted to just remove the golem and go for either extra damage, or I can go for the stone golem and have extra regen. This extra regen is quite nice to have. Ooh, everything started leveling up right there. Bam. And in 2 levels, we can use that helmet that we bought, which will be excellent. And we can start doing more of the Crucible mechanic. And we'll buy a bow that will be 6-link, and then we can do Ice Shot and Lightning Shot at the same time. And then we're going to get a Vol Ice Shot, so we can use 2 ultimates in 1 build. It's going to be fun. Mess around, see which one kind of feels better too. That guy was kind of strong. So yeah, our upgrades, in terms of the next upgrades, will definitely be in the amulet. We don't even have an enchantment on our amulet, which is basically just a huge extra boost in DPS. Alright, we're getting to the feeding through. I do want to upgrade my bow, but I'll do that later when we get to maps. I'm just here to get to the end, because this is almost about an hour. This is actually kind of a shorter one, in terms of like the actual doing the map. Let's go grab that. I'm just gonna keep on going up. It's always up. Okay. And then we're going to Altar of Hunger. I don't think you need to make a portal here, but it's just a habit. So what's our evasion rate right now? 8,600. So you fight Kitava again. This is the guy that eliminated us last time. 1 Chaos Orb. Let's go ahead and invite this guy to the party, because I can get 1 Chaos Orb. It's worth to go back. Okay. Normally I'd just like fight the boss, but like, hey, this is earlier on. Let's get the extra Chaos Orb. Right in the middle of the boss fight. Here's the item. He's at our hideout, so we just gotta go here and go trade. And then bam, get the 1 Chaos Orb, and back to the boss. And that will happen sometimes. Sometimes you could wait, but like he'll probably whisper someone else, and like I wouldn't mind just getting the 1 Chaos Orb because I think that's all we have, right? In terms of currency, yeah. We have that Veiled Chaos Orb, which I can sell for like 2 or 3 right now. But if I hold on to it, I can sell it for like maybe 10 later. But it's not really that big of a deal. 1 Chaos Orb isn't like huge, but for right now, I want to get another amulet, so I can get a much better amulet. We have all of our lightning arrows coming out from the Vol lightning arrow. Unfortunately, we activated it and the heart melted so fast. We didn't even get a chance to really use it. So as far as this boss fight goes, there's like a giant fire AoE, and there's also like these puddles of red stuff. Don't stand in them. Does damage. So this move actually does an insane amount of damage, where he swipes. Don't get hit by that, and he's going to do a giant clap. Don't stand on the red X's for this boss fight. Heart comes out. This is our time to do the DPS to the heart. That's pretty fast, actually. It's good damage. The little like red disco ball, just move away from it. It doesn't hit that hard though. Just doing the clap, so get out of the X's. Just move to the other side. There's a lot of AoE on the ground. And if you ever want to refill your flasks, like right now I have no more life flasks, I'll just go back into town and come right back out. He's not going to do anything. Okay, look at all those drops. Let's see if we can get an upgrade here. Maybe the quiver will be upgraded. Quivers can actually get insanely good. But nothing. So now we can, the epilogue is now, we can go back to the Oriath docks here. I guess it makes a portal for us. So now we have actually finished the boss. So we got 2 skill points. And so what I want to do here, since it's about an hour, I'm going to wrap this part up and then I'll show you guys how to do the end game, because the end game is very important. It's literally like most people spend, you know, maybe 10-ish hours in the campaign, depending on how fast you're doing. If it's your first time, 10 hours is about average. But after you do the campaign, this is where we spend hundreds or even thousands of hours. This is the end game that we're going to be doing. But if you made it this far, congratulations. The completion rate for most PoE players is not, it's probably about in like the less than 5%, I would say. Most characters don't even make it to the end game. But if you made it here, honestly, congratulations, you did it. But it's not over yet. We got the end game, which is really where the game actually starts to have an insane amount of fun, and you can do crazy things. But anyways, this is going to go ahead and wrap it up for part 10, Act 10, but there is more content for sure. So anyways, drop a like on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the end game video.